You know what's fair, but also the most unfair thing? Being the best by working harder and sacrificing more. The fair part is that it's merit based. You're not putting anyone down to get up. You're just building higher. You're building the highest building in town, not tearing all the other buildings down and saying you have the highest. That's the fair part. You're playing fair and square. It's fair. It's fair to be the best by studying more, researching more, researching and developing more, being a mother scientist in the lab, always pushing the state of the art forward. That's all fair. The unfair part is that nobody else is going to even try to do it because it's apparently too hard. That's the unfair part. The unfair part is that if you do it, that is an unfair advantage, as they would say. It's a huge one. By doing all these things fairly that no one else is willing to do, you end up having this crazily unfair power. Ironically, the world is an ironic place. The unfair part is that when it comes to performance, you will be so far ahead of the people who are not willing to do the things that you did fair and square. They will say that you cheated when you did everything fair and square without hurting a single person. They will think by default that you knocked the other buildings down to get the highest building in town. Even when you built the highest one just because you had the best technology and the resources and workers and designs. But on the inside, you know that you made it fair and square. And that by doing everything fair, ironically, no one did that. And you won. This is my experience this is my true experience in the world. By playing fair, but being the best, or trying to be the best you can be every day, you end up with a crazy unfair advantage. There's another factor to this too, which is you can also, in addition to being the best in your town at something, you could also be willing to go further. You could be willing to sacrifice more. You can be willing to take it all further than anybody else. Many people in history who are successful today are there because they up front had to put in more work than anybody else for 10 years or 15 years or 20 years or hang around the right people for 10 years until they got their chance. So by willing to outlast, outlive, outsurvive, outplay, outperform everybody else, you're almost damn near guaranteeing success to me, because so few people are willing to go even medium, let alone far. People are playing short out here, guys. If you haven't noticed, people think in days and weeks. Right? When I bought my car, I'm thinking in decades. When I buy my furniture, I'm thinking in decades. I mean, everything about the way I think is long term, because I've honed that over time, seeing the value in it. It's hard to do that. It's easy to just want short-term things, but after a while you have to realize that goes nowhere. So just stop. Be willing to go further than your competition, or sorry about that, dog barking. No cut though, because I think that cutting is just faking it sometimes. If you really know it, you can just do it. That's my opinion. I'm willing to go further than anybody to do what I want to do within the bounds of the law. And that gives me a certain level of confidence in what I do. And I think that you should consider that, because those are things that people aren't even thinking about at their job. I say job quote because, some people have like a job, but some people have like a life that and they do something. They don't see it as a job, right? But what I'm saying is whatever you do professionally or sell or want to be good at, right? Just be willing to go further, man. That's scary to other people when they realize that. There's the talent. There's that talent. There's the / skill element, but there's also the how much are you willing to sacrifice, and how far are you willing to take it. Everything. I'm talking about everything. Showing up on time, doing a good job, performing well, upgrading your gear and reinvesting in your craft, honing the craft, becoming the craftsman, the master craftsman, pushing the state of the art forward. Dedication, just pure time, effort, energy, blood, sweat, and tears, dedication. How far are you willing to take it? Is it as far as the next guy? Is it as far as the person who wants your job? Is it as far as the person who just moved to town? Honestly, when people move to town, that's usually when they want it the most, by the way. When they're willing to sacrifice the most. If you're the local and then like someone comes from across the world to your hometown to do the thing, I mean, if I was them, I would be basically willing to do anything to make that work, right? Versus someone who's very comfortable. Comfort leads to complacency. Complacency kills, they say in the military. Because if you fall asleep for 10 minutes in the wrong location, you could be killed, right? You don't need to think that extreme, but I mean, I do. And I think about, because it's actually real. Complacency will kill your business. And complacency will kill your career. I.e., you thinking that you're good enough already today and you don't need to improve. I mean, if you think that, you're basically you're a zombie. You're a walking dead. You're just on the decline slowly. And it's just a matter of time before someone comes in and wants it bad enough, or wants it badder. Wants it more badly than you, has more skills than you, or is willing to sacrifice more. Be a scientist in the lab. I'm telling you, that is the mentality that is so great, so accurate. A scientist in the lab is always pushing forward. He's always experimenting. Even if he might get burned in the face, it might explode in his face, but he still mixes it together because he has to know what happens. Always experimenting, always pushing forward. And then one day he'll make something new, and it doesn't matter how many times he got burned. Could be 999 times screwing up. No one will remember any of them if the 1000th time he made something really cool. Right? Be a scientist in the lab. 24 hours a day. 7 days a week. Make it your lifestyle to be a scientist in the lab. Your lab. The lab of your mind and your tools and your craft. It all goes together. If you don't have the hand strength to put together a light stand, good luck lighting a scene with 20 lights. Right? I think I've said it all on this one. I just want it to be short and sweet. That's just the fair. This is so fair, but so unfair. Because nobody is willing to just do it fucking the right way. Fair. Play fair. Play fairly. And not hurt anybody else and fuck them over. Gets them every time, man. Gets them every time, Oh, man. They just can't resist fucking somebody over sometimes. Some people. Doesn't last that long in the tribe. Somebody who does that, right? And the higher level you get, the more elite level you get, the smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller the circles of the people who can be trusted and who do trust people at all, or even listen to them. All this becomes more important the more elite you want to be. So why not just do it from the freaking get-go, man? Wherever you are. You could be 12 years old. Be great. Go for it. Because nobody else is going to do it the fair way. They're all going to try cheating. Doing something morally terrible or illegal or a combination of both. You don't need to do that. If you just be the best while being fair and stick around long enough, like after 10, 15 years, you're literally, I don't even know how you'd lose. How can you do something for 15 years fairly and great and not have a clientele, even if you're anything? You name it. A plumber, a marketer, just an employee. Even as an employee, if you're always pushing the limit of who you are, you're not going to stay in a position for 15 years. You realize that, right? Like, you're going to go crazy. Your skills should literally be developing at a pace where your employer doesn't even know what to do with you because you're getting so good. They're like, oh my God, this person's like blossoming in front of my eyes. They're going to be freaking the CEO. Like, they could be CEO in 2 years, but they just joined the company. They should be thinking like that. Like, you're a problem. You're so good. You see? Most people are a problem because they suck and they're lazy. Be a problem because you're so good and capable, they don't even know how to deploy you. You're like a powerful weapon that's so powerful and new and amazing. They don't even have a target for you yet. You're like practically deserve to be in reserve just for the perfect moment. But of course, you're not in this case. You're in the game. You're playing. But in their head, they're like, "My God, I should have them doing more. And I don't even know what to put them on. I'm going to make something for them." Give them the reverse problem if you're the employee. So be willing to go further. Take it more seriously. Be a scientist in the lab. Do what's fair. Be the best. While doing that, be the tallest building by building the tallest building with the best materials and just being better, not by screwing everybody over or cutting the other buildings down. And you will end up with an actually unfair advantage that is insanely powerful. And nobody can say you did anything unfair or illegal to do that. They're going to hate you. A lot of people hate people like this because you can't say anything bad about them. They didn't do anything to screw anybody over on their way to the top. That annoys the hell out of people who lie, cheat, and steal to get to the top when you meet them. Hopefully you find that out in your lifetime. And that's just unavoidable, right? If you do it the right way and you end up doing great things, people will be like, all right, where'd you screw someone over? And you're like, what? No, I didn't. I just been at it for 25 years or whatever, Be that guy. All right. That's it. Appreciate you guys listening. If you have any comments or questions, leave them down below. I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.